Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today, we're looking at Fluss by Hainbach and Bram Boss. And it's awesome. But first, we're going to kick off with something in the same kind of vein, a little bit noisy, a little bit hectic, a little bit crazy. This is my side project, this is Utensils, and this is called Fuck Your Feelings. Hello, welcome to the show. My name's Jade. This is How to App on iOS. That was one of my previous singles from one of my project bands called Utensils, called Fuck Your Feelings, which is available on the album called Symphony of Stupidity. There's links pinned to the top of the comments. If you'd like to check out that band, it's very avant-garde. Every album sounds like a completely different band, and that's the way I like it. And it's very much in the spirit of what we're looking at today because, should I say it, is it App of the Year for me? It could be App of the Year for me. It's wicked. Who am I? I'm Jade Starr. This is How to App on iOS, and we take a look at apps and music creativity, video production, photography, all this kind of stuff, gear and whatever you want to throw at me. And we have great interviews with amazing artists also. And do specials on mental health and well-being and live performances on the weekend. Everything's on this show. I'd like to also welcome our warriors. If you pay and join our members down the bottom in the description, $1 a month, you get custom emojis and special shows that we do every now and again, yeah? Which is cool fun. So thank you very much to the amazing Wart Warriors. And let's say hello to everybody here before we jump into today's app. Hello, Jim Shannon on sounds. Hello, Thomas Christ, an amazing moderator here, who's also joining me today on a live stream on the Metalhead Hippie Show, doing a live performance. Hello, Audible Video. Hello, Third Person Prod. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If it's your first time here, Russ8889 is here with a big boom. And Barry Glenn, hello. Who else did I miss? Cold Acre, what's going on? I said Jim. I know that Leela is lurking because she's got no power. So let's hope her power comes back on soon. Gregory O'Sullivan is here. There's Leela. Tremor Bear, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're well. And if I've missed anyone, Brad Example is Brad Example. Sorry, sir. I mean the champ. Brad won our quiz, our music quiz that we had. And he now wants me to refer to him always as the champ. Whatever. Alrighty, it's going to be a big show today because this app is awesome and I've been hanging to talk about it for the longest time and it's finally here, it's finally out and it's amazing. So if you don't know who one of the names behind, you know what, I'm jumping the gun, I'm getting way too excited here. Just give me a second. Give me a second. I can't type and talk. Oh, sorry, Mr. Champ. Mr. Champ. There he is, Mr. Champ, Sir Champ, Dickhead Champ, whatever you want to call him. He's the champ. He's the champ. All right, let's quickly jump across to what's happening on the channel. We'll talk about that, and then we'll look at price drops, and then we'll get into it. Hello, Cy. Always effing good to see you. So I can tell you, tomorrow we're on the show, we are taking a look at this little beauty. This is called Octocron. We'll be taking a look at this. It's really cool drum sequencing app. You're going to love it. It's really sexy. And then for our interview this week, we have the almighty, the tragic rise of the Falcon Blueser is on the show, who's an amazing artist. And today, as I said, I'm performing a live show here on YouTube with Thomas Christ and the Falcon Blueser over on the Whale Show on Metalhead Hippies channel, which is called Whale. We are entertainment, and I can show you that right now. There it is. There's the thing. Maybe Thomas can put a link in there, and you can go over and check out me, Thomas, and Falcon Blueser performing a bunch of songs live at, what is it, 8, 9, 10, 4 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. 4 hours time from now. There you go. Let's bounce back over here. Let's bounce. So, yeah, we got Falcon Blueser on the show this week for an interview. Hello there, John Riffler, Instant Guitar Riffs. What is happening, my friend? Hope you're doing good. So, yeah, Falcon Blueser's awesome. Awesome stuff. And don't forget, next week on the channel, yes, indeed, I'll mention it one more time. Can I find it? Where's the image? I can't even find it. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have Billy Gould, the bass player from Faith No More, coming on the show for an interview, which will be sponsored by DistroKid. Faith No More live on the show. Boom! Boom. Awesome stuff. All right, let's jump over to our price drops. Nothing much has changed from yesterday, except there's been the addition of a 4Pockets app, Evolver FX, which is down from $9.99 to $5.99. Mic Swap has been added as well, which has got like a $4 saving. There you go. Nano Studio on sale. Plenty of apps still on sale. If you have a look, Eventide is on sale. All their apps, a bunch of police apps. Are they still? I'm jumping the gun. They're not. Korg still have all their like in-app purchases and their apps on sale as well. House Mark, so we still got audio kit stuff on sale. Yeah, Rhino, Mammoth, bunch of things still on sale. But we are talking about this today, finally. This is Fluss. And this is the contribution, that's not even a word, but it is now, of Hainbach and Bram Boss, who have worked together in the past. And if you don't know who Hainbach is, I can let you know because I interviewed him on the channel
dive into the tones, or you can modulate it. So
a while ago.
it's accurately modeled in that app as possible, and then you've got this way to use it as in the BBC Radiophonic Workshop, where they also had a row of oscillators that would be used to craft sounds, that would be used to craft basically additive synthesis. By taking a lot of sine waves, putting them together, you get new sounds. So this is there's fundamental. So this is basically the app that my first app
So
that
he
I developed
was
together with
the
Sonic Lab.
genius behind
And
Fundamental when that first came out, and then Gauss, which came out after that. And if you have not seen his channel, as Thomas has put here, he's a mad genius. He is one of the most unique and musical challenging artists out there. He loves to challenge the norms of music and create stuff from virtually anything. And he's amazing. He's one of the artists I've looked up to for years because I love really avant-garde noise and crazy textures and anything that makes somebody go. I love that kind of stuff. So him once again with Bram Boss have come together to create Fluss, and it is $13.99. And I'm telling you, this thing is off the chain. It's really fantastic. Hello, Frank Terzo. What is happening? It's like no other app out there. And I think what I like the most about it is that it really does take a step forward for creativity, but at the same time, it takes a step backwards and it digs its heels back into the roots of iOS music creation apps. So when the original iOS apps came out, they were very touch friendly. It was all about touching and feeling, and the interface created brand new opportunities to make music. But then along came AUv3s and everything was like, it has to be AUv3. And the whole concept of unique touch instruments seemed to get lost a little bit, right? But this brings back that nostalgia with very new technology, and it's just wicked. I really love this. Hello, Charlie Wood. Charlie's here. Charlie. Mix Club. Hello, Rhett. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, we're going to get very touchy-feely with it today. And I'm going to open up a project or two. And we're just going to listen and see what it does. I'm going to show you a few techniques you can use with it. Some things out of the box that you might not have thought of. So we're going to go over to AUM. And it's a very small project I'm kicking off with today. Very small. I'm going to mute my mic and have a sip from the Unt mug, of course. And this is, I can explain here, so you'll see I've got a copy of Fluss here. I've got an iSymphonic being controlled by Zoa, an Altetha, and a Fluss down here as an effect. And both of these have a TB barricade running in it. So we've got a limiter in there because things can get a little bit wild with this thing. So you really want to tame it in a little bit just in case it loses its shit. But let's bring up some sound and see what's going on. Hey, Axiom's Underground. Yeah. I feel like a mad professor playing with this. I feel like a mad professor. Yes, Brad, that is the case, and we will get to this. So the randomization in this app is when you violently shake the iPad, it randomizes everything. It's crazy stuff. So let's clear out this. Let's just clear it, and we'll run through some of the multiple ways you can actually use this. We'll start a brand new version. So there are 3 ways you can load this app. So you can load it as a standalone. There's no problem with that. We're using it as an AUv3 right now. But the way you use it as an AUv3, you've got 3 different methods you can use it, which is really, really clever, which makes it easy for people who like to use this in something like GarageBand. Very cool. Now, let's open up in the most standard way that you would. Just an audio track here. We're just going to do a search for it, Fluss, Fluss. And when you open it in an audio track here, you only get one option. It just says Fluss all by itself. Now, if I open it down in an effects slot down here, and we do a search for Fluss, you'll notice there's 2 more of them here. There's Fluss Processor and Fluss Recorder. So we have 3 different ways we can use this. Hey, Feisty Feather. Fluss Recorder. So we've got 3 different ways, and that's really, really cool. So as you can probably guess, Fluss Recorder, when you open it up, full, it has a little record button here. So I can record anything I like straight into this. That's great. I can record anything. I can play some guitar straight into it, whatever I like. The one above is Fluss Processor. And this is used, you can see here, it's got a bunch of seconds and lines here. So you're just using all of the effects and you're not actually loading a sample into this. So for example, you could be playing piano in a track and just use the processing effects from this processor effect. Or you could use it in GarageBand and import a sample into a track and then run the processor as the effect. So you're virtually getting the same thing, because we all know how stupid GarageBand is with loading in things and trying to record them. It just doesn't play nice. And this is that workaround. We'll just get rid of these for now. We don't need them right now. And then there's the main interface where you can import samples in. So you notice here it says wave instead of a little record button. Ooh, yeah, good stuff. So to kick this off, you can import anything you like. Anything you like in here. You can record a full song, just a one hit on a piano. Same as when we looked at Paul X Stretch yesterday, how you could just virtually load in anything really small, really unique, and it will just create something brilliant. Plus, over here, we have an amazing array of presets that Hainbach has collected himself using all of the amazing instruments he has in his studio. Look at them all. There's a whole bunch of amazing presets. Plus, not only do you get presets with these instruments, you get processor effects too for the processor effect plugin. So if you got these are just for the effects, and there's no instrument that's attached to these as well. Really cool. You can save your own patches, super easy. I've got one in here. This was just me going ah. Wow. It's truly beautiful. It's a thing of beauty, this app. Okay, so let's clear this. We'll go to our, I'm pretty sure we have an init patch. So you can hear, there's my vocal in there that I just recorded. And I can, by tapping the screen, we'll start here, by tapping anywhere on the waveform, I can move the marker anywhere along this piece. So you're getting different parts of the wave file, yeah? Let's run through the controls. So now it is very hands-on. First off, I'm going to show you the randomization. If I can do it, I'm going to pick up my iPad. I'm going to give it a shake. It's not. Maybe it's because it's attached to the Magic Keyboard. Let's try that. No, that didn't work either. Fucking hell. Why can't I get it to work? Well, that's odd. Maybe I've got to have an effect already. I can't get it to work. What's going on? I don't want to break my iPad. We'll try it later. Oh, it could be. I'll tell you what it could be. It could be because I've got an AUv3. That's what I reckon. I'm not shaking it out of control. We'll try it as a standalone later. So you can see here, moving through the wave file, we're getting different sounds, yeah? Let's just turn that down for a second. Let's talk about the controls, because they are very touchy. In fact, I'm going to go back and load my vocal patch. It's a bit less annoying. There we go. So, with this, there are different sections. So we've covered this little wave file here. Now you can decide how much of the wave file you can use by dragging from the outside in. So I can make this really short. So all we have is this little section in here, or I can drag these sections out. So you've got the full wave to play with. Let's start off first with the levels. So down here, now this is a granular synth, and what it does is it takes little pieces of the file and chops it up and randomizes it and moves it around in forwards and backwards patterns. So a granular synth virtually. Now we've got 3 tracks, and they're all together here at the moment, and we have red, we have purple, and we have green. So these are our 3 wonderful tracks. I'll just bring it up volume-wise. And you can hear as I brought them up, it made a chord. So there's no keyboard for this whatsoever. This is you have to be very creative with how you create chords. And how do we create chords? Well, that is over here, where we have these 3 same matched colors, yeah? So, and again, we've got red, green, and purple. And in this little square here, we have pitch up the top and the bottom, so up and down. And we have octave up and down and pitch left and right. So if we move one of these, and if I use 2 fingers and grab 2 of them, and if I go up, we go up an octave. So up and down are octaves. Really beautiful stuff, yeah? Not only that, attached to the pitch and octave section is a scale mode. So you can go in here and choose a major scale, and now you can flick through and play chords here. We've got minor scales. Beautiful. You can import Scarlet scales as well, SCL files, or you can go completely unquantized. which is, I'm sure, how Hainbach would prefer us all to go. And you'll notice now, we've got more of a glide. Now you'll notice with some of them just then, when I let go, they kind of kept going by themselves. So what you can do with these is you can flick them. So watch, I'll flick with my hand here. And off it goes. You can group them together, bump them all together, and flick them all together. Double tap and separate them. Right? But why are they stopping? Why are they stopping? Let's bring this one down here, this one up here. We'll go back over to our scale. Now we're in D. So you'll notice over here, so we have a glide button as well too. We can turn this up. We'll come back to the glide. We have this friction button, and the friction is currently set to half at the moment. If I turn down the friction though, all the way to 0, and now flick one of these little circles, it's just going to keep going because there's no friction. It's going to go forever. So I can take this purple one, and it all depends on the speed that you flick them. So interestingly enough, I find the best results come from nice gentle movements. That's so clever. But the flicking action doesn't end there, because virtually anything that's within this section here and this little section up the top can be flicked. So we can take the levels here of these grains and I can flick lightly like so. So the amount of motion that you can get going on this is just all at different times. We can go super fast for this purple one. The other thing you'll notice as well, you don't have to make the motion start from the bottom up. So if we stop these, which you just put your finger on to stop them, and if I take my finger and scroll up from the bottom of the purple in the middle, you'll notice I can bring the base level of the volume up somewhat. So it's not going all the way down to 0. So I could bring this all the way up here. And now none of it's hitting absolute 0. And this can be done with these levels up here as well, which we'll cover shortly. But again, just leaving these to go slowly creates some really nice droning . But there's more ways to get movement out of this. So let's focus on the wave file now and how to get this little section moving, which is a combination of here and down here. So as I said, we've got 3 tracks. We've got the red, purple, and green. And you can see up here we've got scan speed, red, purple, and green. Now these can be put fast, or it's forward, back, or in the middle. So let's move the green this way, the red this way, and we'll keep the purple in the middle. And over here, now that we've set those scan speeds, because all of them are lined up all together at the moment. They're all sitting right there. Let's put it in the middle. So I just touch in the middle, wherever I want these to start. That's a nice one. And we'll head over to this trackpad here, where we have our scan speed, left and right, so forward and back, and our filter. So if I just nudge this to the right, off they go. So they're now moving in their directions. And we can change the speeds of these by altering the scan speeds. So we can have one going super fast, this one's slow, maybe this one. We'll get to the filter soon. In fact, let's cover it now. So we have a filter here. Now we've got a dry wet sitting here. So this is our filter. And your brain automatically thinks dry wet, this is the mix, but no, this is the mix of the filter. So when I turn that all the way up, it's just a wet mix of the filter. Sorry, and the filter's not making any noise now because the filter is dead set in the middle here. So the filter is controlled with this pad. And if I grab this little circle here and shoot it diagonally, we've now activated the filter. So when we turn this up wet, you can hear that filter opening up, closing up. We can change the cutoff, the resonance. And we have a whole bunch of phases here. So we've got a phase, we've got a couple of low pass filter, high pass, we've got notch. So with this little thing bouncing around here, not only is it going left and right, which controls the speeds, that's forward, left, so you can see these things, they're going backwards, forwards, because they're getting confused, they don't know where to go. But it's also lifting the filter and opening the filter. And just next to the scan speed here, we can go to our pan. And when we've got this selected, now you can hear that straight away if you've got headphones on. We have a whole lot of panning going on now. What the hell? That just came out of nowhere. This thing's beautiful. Right, so let's talk about these fellas. Let's talk about these. This switch here determines if the grains are going left or to the right. So currently they're going to the right, and if we forward, they're going. Now everything's in reverse. Let's pull all these down. So now that everything's down here, it keeps trying to bounce away and get away from me. We have our grains. So our grains here, as I start lifting this up, What's awesome too, just while we're at this stage, we'll leave this playing for a second, is on the website there's a really, really beautiful, and I want to touch on this now, a really beautiful manual, which is so overwhelming. It's just one sheet that you can zoom in and have a look at. It's really nice. And here's where you'll see what everything means. So we've got our window shape, grain size, grain density, and the scatter of the grains. So this is our grain density, the scatter, sorry. What did I say? My brain's melting. The grain size. Hey, Manzi. Now you'll see as I'm lifting here, down here in our little window, you can see these little dots appearing. So this is showing you the amount of grains filling up. And finally, here at the beginning, this is like when this is up full, it's like a real violent, harsh sound. But when it's down low, this is a soft. So it's much softer when it's low. When it's up high, it's much more harsh. And the same with these. These can be flicked as well. So they can all be fully automated to do their thing. And once again, they can also, if we stop them, you just touch on them to stop them from going crazy. You can scroll up from the bottom as well. Once again, let's go in here. So I can take from the bottom and only select a small piece. So let's show you that in full screen. So now when we actuate them, there's only a small section of this rolling. No problem, third person prod. Thanks for joining. Have a great one. Okay. So over here we have a master pitch. And what I find really exciting, and this was towards the end of the beta that this was actually added, is not only do you have all this ability to automate all these things going on in here, but when using as an AUv3 here in AUM, yes, all the parameters are open as well. So you can go in here and find anything in here and set it to an external LFO, a volume, something that changes the volume. Everything's in here for you to mess around with. So you've got the ability to really create some maddening automation. Absolute buffoonery, if you'd like to call it that. Let's talk about the Shimmer. So the last section of this is the shimmer, and you've got 3 knobs over here. Now, the most important one to think about when you're creating a piece in here is the feedback. And I'll show you the diagram just so you understand how this is all feeding into each other. So we have our audio. Whatever we import, the audio track that's playing goes through the 3 red, purple and green, and then goes through the filter, and then it hits the feedback. So the feedback of the shimmer then sends the feedback back through everything, and it just continues to loop back through everything, yeah? Before it hits the ambience of the shimmer, and the ambience is the room size, so it's how large it's going to be, and then it all comes out the output, which I can show you right now. Here is our feedback. If I bring this up, it's now looping. What the hell? So this is why I said at the beginning, you really want to have like a limiter on here, something like barricade, so you can limit it, give it some limitation so you're not going to blow your brains out, because it can get a little wild. So let's put a little bit of feedback there. Give it some ambience, which should give it some lovely big wide shimmer. I'm glad to hear that Omni, that Paul X is working for you. That's fantastic, my friend. Right, so hopefully we've got an understanding of how all this works now. Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun, man. So as I said, there is a bunch of presets in here. There's a bunch of presets because Hainbach has an amazing studio and makes amazing sounds with whatever he can get his hands on. Electronic gear, noises. He will put something through a copy printer and make sound from that. And he's included a whole bunch of really solid presets for you to muck around with. And the more you play with it, you're going to be able to not only create amazing tones, but rhythmic stuff, and just, it's mind-boggling, man. Let's run through some of his presets. And look, there's a lot of presets. Remember, you can add other things to this because it's an AUv3. We can add more effects. We could add something like our tether. And wow. But the other thing is too, you can import your own waves. All you need to do is head over here and it'll take you straight to your Files app. So we can grab anything we want, like this little melodic loop here. And off we go. You can import your own song. So total flexibility to add whatever you want. Create these beautiful textures. Let's go to a minor. Not only can you choose from the bottom here, if you see up here, I can drag this down from the top too. So if I don't want it to go all the way, now we're automating from the bottom to about halfway. And you can do that with these as well, with the volumes. So I can pull this down. So we're never going over that halfway point. And I can bring it up from the bottom as well. Total control over what you're automating. Let's bring in another sample, just like a song. Let's bring in Mamsie's song that he wrote yesterday that he sent to me. Yeah, this works on iPhone as well. Works on iPhone beautifully. I'll show you. Speaking of that, how cool is this? So one of the biggest problems with these apps on iPhone is when you open them up, they're so small. But Bram Boss have come up with a brilliant idea to fix this. Check this out. If I shrink this down and move this, see if we can get it happen. Look at this. See how now we have lit up half the screen? And now if I go down here and click, the bottom half pops up. So this is made specially for iPhone and to shrink down your instances in AUM or... So on an iPhone, look at that. It's beautiful. It brings up the lower half. You tap above to get to the top half. So it's really iPhone friendly. Very, very clever stuff. Very clever stuff. So let's kill that. Let's delete that. Let's have a look at the other two options, how you can use this. And we'll bring it in as a vocal, as a recorder. Let's do that. So Fluss. And you can see we have our little recorder section here. Fluss recorder. I'm going to move this up to the top. And now when we open it and we hit here, this is our record section. And I can grab a microphone, but I need to connect the microphone. So I need up here to insert a microphone. So we go to Input, select the microphone, mute myself. Hello. Hey, 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 hey. We have a microphone. Good stuff. Let's just turn this up a bit. Da, 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 da. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So now I can record vocals in here. Let's just record some stuff. Now we can take this microphone out the mix because that's been recorded in here. And now we can start generating some movement. But of course, you don't need to just use a microphone. You could grab a guitar. Am I plugged in? And we can hit record. Bit out of tune. And off we go. How easy was that? Throw on some extra shimmer. And what's really cool is not only when you load an effect do you have, I mentioned earlier, the option to add an instrument, you have processor presets, so delays, drifts, all these things we can, what's this one called? Heaven Can Wait. Look what that's done. That has taken this guitar riff, turned it into something absolutely beautiful. So you can record your own stuff in. Plus, let's finish off here and show you the last section that you, input you can do on here. We'll delete that. So not only can you do that, I'm just going to start a quick MIDI channel here and throw Zoa in here to generate some sound. So we'll just hit a Zoa. And in this instrument, what's going on, Hippie? I'm going to bring in just a house mark because it's simple. I'm going to connect Zoa up to the house mark. There we go. So now when I hit play, we have some sounds being generated. Let's slow these down a bit. There we go. Go half. So now in this section here, I can just add a version of Fluss as just a processor, just fully for effects. See you later, Rhett. And off we go. Let's do some nice slow. Now we're bringing our other tracks. So you've got three apps in one. You've got an effects processor, you've got a field recorder, and you have your own wave files to bring in and create these beautiful sounds. You can export your presets. So you can create a name for your preset. Say I call this bells and hit OK. And then I can send this to anybody via messages or email. So you can share really easy your presets. You can save them really easy. We'll just call this Ding Dong. And now I can find this in my user patches. Beautiful. The randomization of it, it's still doing its own thing, you know. I just every now and again can just flick. Or I can load a processor preset. Oh, Jesus Christ. So if I turn down the input here, the original sound is gone. Now we're just left with the effects. Or I can bring it in, the original sound. I'm calling it 2 Mars, app of the year for me. Inventive, creative, beautiful. Stop! And that's where we came from. So just to let you know, I'll close out with a project I made. But just for those GarageBand users, I want to touch on you so you understand how you can use this in GarageBand. It's very simple to use. Let's create a track here in GarageBand. Create an audio file, an audio track, clean audio track. Turn on our monitoring, and this is, from what I found, the best way to use this. Instead of adding it into a channel here and then adding a file, a loop, which you can't do, just add your loop into GarageBand. All right, so you can see here I've got this grain here, this loop, and I can drag this. So it's just a piano loop. I can drag this in here, and here's our piano loop. And now go into your effects, look for edit and add Fluss as an effect. And that is, so you've got Fluss recorder and Fluss effect. So if we add Fluss processor, now we can mess around with it. Beautiful. It's as easy as that. So there you go. That's how you can use it in GarageBand. It's amazing. It's wicked. I love it. I think it's absolutely brilliant. In conjunction with the app we looked at yesterday with Paul X Stretch. Boom. Mind blowing. Let's open a project to close out with. Maybe a quick couple of ones. And just to show you some stuff I've made with it, just in the short time that I've had it. And you'll see that it's just amazing, amazing stuff. Before I go as well, I just want to mention once again, I am performing in, what do we got? 3 hours time over on the Metalhead Hippie channel. There it is. There it is. So there's the link. I can grab it here and copy it and put it into the chat. So make sure you go and hit a reminder. I am doing a performance with Thomas Christ and the Falcon Blueser and myself in about 3 hours time on the Whale Show. So go and do that. Go and hit the reminder and come and join us over there for some music, some live music. We are live entertainment. And I'm just going to open up, let's make sure I've got nothing running in the background to cause any hassles. And I'm going to open a quick couple of projects. And let's do this one. Let's do this violin one. I think. So I'm playing the violin on this. Wicked. And the last one we'll go out with, I've created a hellscape. Let's just do it. I think it's called Fluss 1. Or did I call it hell? Let's see if this is it. That's not it. That's not it. Fluss. It's this one. All right. Let's hope it doesn't blow out my DSP because there's a lot going on in this. Man, I have a lot of shit happening in this. Let's do it. Let's play you this. So there's a heap of stuff going on in this project, and then we'll get out of here for the day. Do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make us better. And you know what? I'll see you tomorrow because we'll all rise together. 'Cause you make me shine better. And we'll all rise together. You make me shine better. And when the night is cold and lonely, we all shine together. And if you're lost and afraid, know you're not the only.